Okay. Okay, so it shows that it's live. So let me make you host. Perfect. There we go. Enjoy your tea, Roger.
All good. Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Cheers, Ray. Okay, morning, guys. Yep. All right. Just get a couple of minutes and then we get started and then see what happens there. Don't have to explain who I am. You've all seen this before, so you all understand that. Just 1 second. Videos, yeah, we've got to pick them. It takes quite disciplined research. But if you get the full trading course, you'll have full-on classes. Everything's thrown in on that. But obviously, then you've got to pay for it. It's more expensive. That's your choice. Clearly, class is better because it costs. You know, the YouTube is discipline, but at least you get them for free. That's your choice. But you do need to know different orders, the ins and outs of forex, etc., and the basics. However, once you got the basics, to be honest, you can join the trading room, which I'm going to now. So I can't speak anymore till 11 o'clock, where the practical aspects are discussed there from 9 to 11, and they are recorded on. Okay, so if you want to message me, you can, but not voice, because I won't be able to listen till 11. I'm going to the trading room now. Cheers. Okay, just coming up to 1:30. As always, Joe, I'll just share the screen. Okay, yeah, there we go. Hope you all see it okay. Right, those on the whatchamacallit, on the QT VIP WhatsApp group of mine will have got the signal already. Those, I think it's just posting it now by the look of it. I think it's just been posted now. Yeah, it's just been posted now for the others. Okay, this is a sell on this one. Right, now you're in the trade, I explain why I think it's a sell. Okay, just a second, we'll just lower this down here. Okay, why do I think it's a sell? Because the move up is basically because there's some improvement on the Chinese economy, and they have a very close relationship, financially speaking, Aussie and Chinese. Not much other than finance, not sure what else they have, but anyway. Just a second, let these guys in. So a little bit of boost up there. It was around there, and I thought it might get there, so we'll wait on the idea, and it still might get to the 100-day moving average. So if you haven't taken it, it might still get there to sell it. But I think it's going to get a lot of profit taking, and I think there's 2 or 3 areas there it's going to act support, and I think actually there could be some possible downside there. I'll put a trend line in as well, more for the weekly to get an idea of it. And you can see around about that level, there's quite a bit of support as well. And that's where the trend line comes in, etc. So where have we got the stop? The stop's up here somewhere. Where's the stop? Just put my, give me a moment. Yeah, so the stop's right out the way up here. So it wasn't this sort of level till about June. So what now, June to October, is about 4 months ago. So that's why I thought there is some downside, but I'm explaining the idea behind the trade, etc. It is still hovering around a bit, coming off, going up. There's still a bit of upward momentum. You might think I've taken it, great, If you haven't taken it, you might think still a bit of upward momentum, maybe get a better price, or go in half now and the other half later on, or not do it at all if you're still uncomfortable with it. On the 15, there's some sellers coming in. But there's a lot of buyers are getting nervous. Sorry, a lot of buyers are getting nervous around this level. Near trend line, it's had a hell of a move up over the last few days. We're talking over nearly 200 pips over the last 4 days or so, and that's a lot in Forex. And I think there's going to be some areas where there'll be some profit taking, and I think there could be some buyers, buyers of NZD and sell the AUD coming in. That's the theory behind the sell trade idea. Okay, so if you like it, great. You can go in and mark it. If you don't like it, obviously don't do it. If you think it's going to get a bit higher, maybe wait for a better price, or you'd want to be on board. Let's say you can risk 10 micros, put in 5 now and put the other 5 in later on, if you so want. There's many ways to skin a cat. That's you think a bit in your feet on that one, but that's the trade idea and the explanation why. Now it's been sent out. They're busy looking at it. Give you a moment to do that. If you already taken or whatever, we can discuss. Okay. Glad to have you. I think it's Glen there. Glenham, I think is your full name, but glad to have you, Glenn. Did okay yesterday. I can see that. Did very well yesterday. Don't want to throw cold water on everything. It doesn't always go like that. Remember that. Always prepared. Get your volumes right. Don't overexpose. So you're not going to be knocked out the game in bad days, and you're going to get them. And often it's no fault of your own. It's just the market does some very strange things. You will not get them all right, and sometimes it's your fault, but a lot of times it ain't. It's just market movements that are unfathomable, not even proper fundamentals. Remember, it's human emotion plays a very, very large part of trading because we are emotional animals. And with the millions of, especially the millions of retail traders who are new to it, their strategy is more emotionally driven than rationally driven. And that's why you can get some strange movements collectively. No disrespect, not to you personally. The volume, your counts are too small. But if you get a million people trading strangely, collectively, it becomes a large enough volume to have effect on the buyers and sellers. So effect on the price action. Certainly look at that. And the CAD CHFs you mentioned. Just want to make sure people have had a look at that trade, because some of them might not have had it yet. Not everyone's a member of my VIP group. If you're not, and you want to be a member, it's quite simple. Let me know after you put 2.5 grand in your account. If you haven't, I won't upload you. But if you've got 2.5 grand or more, obviously you've got $1 million, right? Covers it. But if you've got more than 2.5 grand, just let me know, WhatsApp me or whatever, and I'll up you to the group. Okay. And you get daily economic updates as well. You sure to have my number. If you don't and you want it, I'll just put on the chat line for you. You need to interact in this chat line. Sorry, this trade room. It's a forum. If you don't ask, I don't know the answer. You've got to ask to get the answer. You've got to interact. It's vital. And the guys who do, I'm pretty sure they'll back me up and say they've benefited. Like Reno and Marcus and that, and Chris and whoever, Edwin. Those guys, Gerard, they interact, so that's hopefully get benefit. Don't tell us all now you're losing more money interacting. That's not going to help my cause. Okay, so you're done if you like it. That's the reason by it. We can move on. CHF JPY. Oh, yeah, sorry, I was thinking of something else. No, CHF JPY. No. I think that bloody ship has sailed. I've had some extreme success with it, guys, but this time I've missed it. I'm scared to buy it now. It's come back to support levels there. It could get further up. My problem at the moment is mainly the Japanese yen. I want to come to something on a trade I want to discuss about maybe a bank intervention at 150. If the yen gets to 150, we could get a big, large buy up of the yen by the Japanese government, which will clearly send you a long trade sky high. Pear-shaped. It'll go pear-shaped. So I certainly wouldn't be buying it now for that reason. Selling it, they might not intervene. And then you don't want to be selling the Swiss franc and buying the yen, even if it's high up there. So this one, I seriously suggest you leave it alone. On that subject of the yen, I want to come back to, we'll come to your CAD CHF in a minute. I want to check this one. Now, it won't be sent trade idea. I hate to say it, but I will be honest. Majority of our clients are not sophisticated enough to understand because they don't come to the trade room discuss, so they won't understand it. So and it's going to take too long explanation, and it's going to cause more confusion. But the guys in here, I can give a full verbal explanation. You remember? Look at this. When was this? A couple of weeks or so ago. Look at this candle. That's purely Japanese government intervention. They bought up a very large tranche of yen, and that for to strengthen it. And because it's weak, that forced it down, but then it moved up again. But what has caused is a psychological fear of selling the yen as it weakens a lot again. So that's one of the investments in psychological fear. Because if it did it once at 150, at 150 to the dollar, it's 149.75 now. Everyone's scared they will do it again. So they're very scared to sell the yen up, or we'll talk the buy now, buy the dollar up against the yen and sell the yen basically up above 150 because they're scared, well, excuse my language, shitless of intervention again, and where it came off 278 pips in literally 10, 20 seconds of the immediate intervention. Okay. So obviously you're rather scared of trading the yen on the short side of the yen on that basis. So what I suggested, and Gerard mentioned it, but I was going to bring it up anyway today, is what we could look at is no such thing as a risk-free trade. There's a risk involved. I was thinking of a sell limit on the dollar yen at 150 with a stop at 150.80 and a TP at 148. If it does get up there and is a trigger of the intervention, we might have a quick buck coming out of it. If we go wrong, we've got to prepare to lose 80 pips and look at the volume thereof. Now, coming out today is, to a lesser extent, but still important, is the weekly jobless claims at 2:30. But more important, Powell is speaking at 6. And our time, that is. Anything that Powell says, if you don't know who Powell is, I think you all do, but just in case, he's the chairman of the Fed, the US Fed, Federal Reserve. Now, anything he says that could be construed as hawkish to do with interest rates, it could drive the dollar even further up. It's pretty strong, and the yields are pretty strong at the moment as well. And it could spike above 150, and the government might intervene again, and it will take in your limit sell on the dollar, and hopefully, if it does a nice big jump of 200 pips, and you're in business. I've put in a placed order there. I think it's worth doing. Okay. Rainer ADSD, I think that ship sell. Have a look in a minute. I'm still on board with that trade, by the way, but I think it's sell. So anybody want to have a look at that idea? I can put it up and see if you want to do something with it. What am I doing? Right. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. So these noises going off. Gonna let them in. I lose my thread. Short, isn't it? Make it. You have to make the one. I think 80 pips is fine. If it starts going above that, we don't want to be on board. You know what I mean? That's the last thing I want to do is be on board. If it takes that out, we've got a problem. We'll inject. So you have, and the bloody Japan has. Oh no. Maybe I have to put the whole figure in all the zeros for whatever reason. I don't know. Too stupid to know it's 1.000. There you are. Oh, shut it up. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Well, there's a lot of sell limit orders in that. That's going to force it down anyway. Why should be a worry? It'll help your cause. And a lot of guys will be profit taking there. So a lot of guys, if they start forcing up there, the guys long will start getting a hell of a worried, and they might start closing. If they close, that's selling to closing along. The limit order is getting triggered with sell limits. It'll force it down. No, it's a positive, that. And yeah, and if you get, you see what I mean? Because it's a worry at the moment. What's the price now? 80. It's a worry for remember they import their oils. They're very worried about such a weak yen. normally I like it because it helps their exports. But this stage of the game, with the competition getting from China, particularly, and South Korea to a lesser extent, it's not quite the kings there were 30 odd years ago. You know, the Seiko watch and Toyotas and all the Kawasaki, Kawasaki motorbikes, etc. And Toyota's now selling well, but it's expensive because of the yen. So now they're selling more because of the weak yen. It's just the oil price is killing them at the moment because they're paying for it in weak yens. Okay, so if you want to place order, I've already done it just earlier on. Sometime this morning, I don't know, about 6, I don't know when I got up. But if you like it, that's the theory behind it. You can do it. Work out your volumes, you get the idea. Work at $100 a micro, work your volumes out. There's no such thing as a risk-free trade, but if they do that again, it gets there. It's a quick buck of 250 Rand a micro. What a pleasure. And you know, you've seen a couple of CPI reports. That's nothing if they do a big intervention. We're talking 280 pips. 280 pips last time, not this time, but last time, or just under, literally within a minute. That's why I've got the TP there, because it might get down to might go down to 147 or whatever. The problem, when it goes down, then it bounces quickly, and you might not be quick enough on the trigger to take your profit. So I'd rather just have the TP there, play safe, like getting too cute. Okay, hope you're all good with that. I'm looking at the dollar now, it's still hovering around the 106.50. Every time it comes off, a few buyers come on the DXY. I trust you've all got it and the economic calendar. Please tell me if you haven't, I'll copy and paste it for you. Some of you got to have. Okay, but if you don't ask, I won't. Make it 150 on the dot, Michael, yeah. If you don't ask for it, clearly I assume you've got it. So if you can't put your hand up and say, I don't have it, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is. So we'll come to our previous trades in a minute. You all got that one? Can I take it off? I'll save it just in case you have to refer back to it. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Or do it off the top of my head anyway, but never mind. I'll take 2 seconds to save it. It's nice when the trades work out, eh? They worked out pretty well this week. I mentioned earlier in the week, we do not want it. We want to find good entries to buy the CHF. We do not want to be selling it. And rather just leave alone the dollar and the Canadian. It would have worked out if you did it, but rather go for the slightly weaker currencies. And we had 4 to choose from. The pound, I think we missed because it was just, we couldn't get a decent entry on it. But we certainly got the, I was a bit worried about the JPY for the reason I've just given last 10 minutes. But we got the euro. The euro a little bit hawkish from Lagarde yesterday. She's the president of, or rather, president of the ECB. And she's slightly hawkish in her speech, or the CPI was exactly, not a tiny percentage difference as expected. So the CPI release didn't really make much difference, but her hawkish stance gave a bit of strength to the euro. So it came to the party a bit, but not the same with the other ones, which was good. So it's nice to know the strategy worked out in a rational point of view, and it worked quite well. And I'm glad to hear some people are still in those trades, modified stop losses, protect themselves and didn't take the profit too quick, which is good to know. Okay. Right. Remember, you can take some off the table. Don't forget that, guys. As long as you have, if it's 1 micro, you can't, that's the minimum. But if you've got more than 1 micro, you can bank some and let the other run. You don't have to bank the entire position. So if you don't know how to do that, please, again, verbalize or write on the chat line. Roger, what do you mean by that? Can you show me? If you don't, how can I answer the question? This is the major problem we're having in the class as well. People are not learning because they're not interacting and asking and finding out. They're sitting there as if they're going to be downloaded into. I don't want to go through their mind. You've got to interact because we don't know. So please, if you'd like to know, say, hang on, what do you mean by cut your position? I don't know how to do that. It don't take long. I'll show you. I'm not going to teach you what a Bollinger Band is or whatever, but yeah. Thank you, Glenn. Just knock this off. I'll show you in a moment. Just remind me again, Glenn, after I've made that. I'm new. What we buying or saying, please help me trade. You see, please explain what you mean. Okay, I'll do that in a moment. help me trade. Yeah, we'll help you trade, but you need the basics first. I don't mind people coming new. Everyone's got to be first time, obviously, in the training room. But somebody comes to training room with no knowledge whatsoever, not a course, nothing, then of course you're going to get confused. Trading's not something you learn in 5 minutes like any skill. It takes a bit of time and you build up. So what you need is to go to Stock Market College, or if you got it from some other kind, I don't know, that's not my business. But you need to know how to operate the platform. You know how to work out the volumes, get the volumes right when you're placing a trade. The different orders, from pending orders like the buy stop, sell stop, buy limit, sell limit, as well as market execution. That's done the platform training. And you need basics of Forex and CFDs. You get those in the classes in the evening. If you don't know what a CFD is or anything, you're going to find this a bit confusing. Okay, I don't sort of ring me up and say, please teach me to trade. It's like, hey, Glenn, I believe you're a doctor. Can you quickly WhatsApp me how to be a doctor? It doesn't quite work that way. Good point. You see, what Michael's doing there is he's getting a bit bloody clever on us there. We all talk about modifying stop loss. We forget we can maximize profit by modifying the TP. Not a bad idea. We're so quick to get out of a winning trade and so slow to get out of a losing trade. It's scary. And that's what we tend to do. Absolutely. Okay, well, just before we look at them, we'll modify in a moment. Sort of show you this. Let's go to look at my trades here. You can pick the one you like. Got a few there, okay. Let's say it's this one here. As you can clearly see, I've got 0.12 volume. That means I've got 12 micros, okay? Now, I think I'm going to bank a part of that. I don't have to close a whole bloody lot. I can bank some of it. As you can see, I've modified my stop. My stop loss, I'm a sell, so my stop loss is below my entry. At the moment, it's 35, so it's what, 45 pips away. Maybe a little bit lower, actually, and modify it down to a little bit closer. I like to keep a bit of a gap. I don't want to get stopped out in the noise and it goes on, hits the TP, which this might bloody well do with a bit of luck. So I'll just modify it a little bit closer. There we are. So I've got now a 35 pips away. That's good enough. Where's the TP? I think it's 10. So it's 25 pips to go to the TP. It might get there. If it doesn't, what the hell? You get stopped out at a decent profit. BSA is having a problem. Let's put the NZDCHF up. Might help wires. Once you get these basic ideas, it's not complicated. Just things a bit of thinking. It's still coming off, so we might be okay. Let's a shorter term chart. It's battling to get going. This is the magenta lines. Is the 15 move? Sorry, the 10 moving average, not 10-day, 10 moving average. And this case, the 10 times 15. If it was on the hour, it'd be 10 times for 1 hour. So the 10 times 15 moving average seems to be holding. So there's no reason why you should get out. Why would you? Okay, hold on to it. Might get the TP. So what Michael's come up? Maybe we can look at getting the TP a little bit lower. We can modify. We got it at 10 at the moment. The problem is you lower it below here, you're looking back in time at maybe got to go to the monthly. So I think without getting too cute on this one, I think what you could do if you want to lower the TP, I'm not quite sure where to, maybe a fib extension, get complicated there, or just accept the TP, or maybe modify your stop 20 pips in this case away, and then bank half your position and see if you can get some more and take your TP out or move it away another 30, 40 pips. But in this case, actually, it might be an idea to leave the TP there. Okay. Everyone does, Jacob. It is incredibly difficult. Hey, Petro, it's like not staying all the time. The head is rationalizing over 1,000 years of evolution, something that has only been doing for the last 50, 100 years or so. It's going completely against nature, this. As somebody once said in playing golf, the golf swing is totally and completely and utterly unnatural. That's what makes it so damn difficult. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the problem when most traders come in here. They're getting from their sheer natural emotions are playing with them. Unfortunately, like most things in life today, the natural thing is the wrong thing to do. So it is difficult. It's a discipline. I mean, when you get a tennis racket in your hand, you put the ball out every time. So it's a skill. Yes, another one. Florence came up. Oh, good for that, Peter. Hold on. Florence came up. I'm seeing a bit of red. Should I close it? Glad she called that. A lot of people are doing that. No, it's going to go up and down. And now she's in the blue. I bet she's bloody happy she didn't now. We don't know what the market's going to do because there's so many millions of people trading it. and they're buying and selling with all sorts of fancy strategies, a lot of it emotional, and you get some jumping around, which you can't control. So you've got to protect yourself with correct volumes and not overexpose. And when you get the profit, modify. A natural thing to do when you start as well is get the stop loss too close. If you move that within 10, 5, 15 pips, the noise will knock you out. Buy and sell are getting it out all the time, jumping it around. That's what moves the price action. You get stopped out and it hits your TP and you made 20 Rand profit instead of 200. And then you hold on to your loss. You're scared to take. It's getting next to your stop loss. So you modify your stop loss out the way, away, because you don't want to be stopped out. And now you're down 300. Now you're down 400. Now you're sweating. That's how people trade in the begin. And nothing to do with the trade signals, nothing to do with anything else, nothing to do with the classes. It's purely the natural emotion, not undisciplined, because they weren't aware. And that's why if they come to trade room, I go on about it more than just about anything else. I don't go on about Bollinger Bands, MACDs, and all the theoretical stuff. I go on about the head. I've seen very, very clever people come short of this because they haven't got that head sorted. The natural thing to do, take a step back. It's usually the wrong thing to do. It's like human relationships. Jealousy, you act and make the things worse because you're acting naturally emotional because you're jealous and it makes things worse. You know, it's natural things often have the problem. But I'm no problem normally hitting stop loss, Edwin, but I would have been worried if you said I nearly modified the stop loss away so it wouldn't be triggered. What's the point of a stop loss to stop the loss? What it means stopping the losses if you're going to move it every time it gets near there. Then there's no point doing a calculator. Just go in without a stop loss and pray on it and keep your fingers crossed and go down to the beach and hope you're not broke when you got back. And they're treating like casino, a lot of these guys. This is a game of skill. It's a game still, I suppose. It's high risk, etc. A lot of it is crystal ball gazing. I'll be quite honest. A lot of it is complete crystal ball gazing at times with some of the price action. But still, it is, if you get it right, it gets it on your side. And that's what we try and do in here. But just going to purely emotion, you might as well go to the casino. You're quite right. That's right.
But
So
Raj,
that's what. Go on.
sorry, in this case, you're only 2 pips away from the TP. Can you won't
TP?
suggest to close it? Yeah, it's 2 pips.
I thought it was 10. 10 and rather than 30. Where's the TP? Oh my goodness. I've got I've got down a completely different figure. Oh my goodness, thanks very much. Where's my bloody TP? I don't know why I do that, you Mr. Farney. I really don't. I really don't. He keeps me awake, that oak. If he was 20, I would say fair enough, but he's not a youngster, he's retired. How can his brain still so good? I'm annoyed. I'm resentful. Why is my TP there? Okay,
I don't
right.
know, because it was 5, according to the signal, it was 5.
No. Don't be polite. I know, even though you won't say it, because my bloody head's up my arse. Quite right. Right, that's a different ball game. So let's go.
Need some
Right, okay. Well, I could probably take a wait. Yeah, it's so close now. 7 pips. At least pair it. I'm going to do just that. Show you how to do it. Click on volume. So you click on. I'm gonna half my position on this one, right? So I'm going to go to the volume. You can do it anywhere, but to make life easy for you, just go to volume. You see, I've highlighted it and double click. You got that, Glenn and Company? Double click. Don't close it. I'm going to pair it. So what do I want to cut it to? I'm gonna say 0.07. There we are. You see what I've done? I'm putting volume 0.7. That's the part. That's the amount I'm going to close, and then I click on close. That's clearly going to change, and that's going to change to 0.05. I'm also going to get the stop pretty close, and I'm going to get to. I'm actually, shall I leave my TP? No, you're quite right. It's too far out. Where is the TP? On as regards this, I think it's too. You might be right. Too far out there. What's it doing down there? That's completely incorrect.
300 was a signal.
Yeah, you're quite right. It's 30 is the signal. Beg your pardon. Okay, so where's my TP? Someone's awake around here. Thank you, mate. I'm going to make it 20. There you are. Leave the 30. Don't you bother. I'm going to make it 20. And what else am I going to do? I'm going to modify the TP. Right down. I'm going to make it. I'm going to break the rules now. You can, if you want, break the rules. I'm going to get very close. I banked more than half of it, so I can move close. If it gets stopped out, well, what the hell? I've done very well. So I can make it 250. That is normally very, very close. So I'm either going to hit the slightly lower TP because that's still within the range. Just make sure it's all there. Slightly sort of above there, TP. Maybe actually with the spread involved, I might actually put it up a little bit. There we are, slightly tight. There, the TP. Forget stopped out, that's fine. And I only got 5 running, the other 7 are banked. Get the general idea. Okay. Right click, get rid of your trade levels, business. Okay, I hope everyone stopped that. I'll come to trade stop in a minute. Have we all got that? AUD CAD for a sell. Why do you think they're answering that? AUD. I missed that. AUD CAD for a sell. Look at my other screen. 70 odd pips stop. No, can't get a risk reward. Got to get a better price for that. That's what I thought. If you want to do a trading stop, you can do that by, see that little symbol there? Double click on it. Talking rubbish. Sorry. Right click on it. Go to trading stop. Go to custom. This is in points, guys, not pips. We're after pips, not points. You're going to multiply it by 10. So on a 50 pip stop, you put in 500. On a 25 pip stop, you put 250. Got it. So that, and then you can put a trading stop in if you want. Then you can take your TP out. Why would you have a TP? Leave the TP out and put a stop in. That might be an opportunity. Maybe just put a 25 pip trading stop in and then don't bank anything. Put a 25 pip trading stop and you're on board till you eventually stopped out. Okay. And you will make a profit on it, whatever happens. Just bear that in mind. So that's something you can do as well. Okay, so you all got that. Glenn, can you get that? You can partly close the position I've just done there. Please repeat. I'll use another. I'm not going to partly close it. I'm going to hold on to it. AUD CHF, another one I got. Highlight it. Double click on volume. Okay, and if you want to, you put in what you want to close. If you want to close, I've got 10, so you want to close 5, you put in 0.05 and click the close button. Simple as that. It's that simple. We complicate in the heads. That's why often we think this is difficult. It's not. We overcomplicate in the heads because we expect it to be difficult. So we precondition ourselves expecting difficulty. It's not that difficult. It's quite straightforward, as you can see. If it was more complicated, say, sorry, guys, back to the trading room. We haven't got time here. All good? All got that. Anyone hasn't got it, I don't mind doing it again. It's important. It's a nice tool to have. It's an important tool. Because the trouble, like anybody who's been to college or university or whatever, large proportion is nice details, good academic interest, but not very commercial value. This is important. That's why I'm going on about it. If you didn't ask, but I'm probably sure you don't have it, so I'm going to do it anyway. Economic calendar, you got to have it, guys. Nobody asked, but probably too confused. I spoke too quickly, but I'll put it down for you. Here's the link for the economic calendar. Please keep it on your laptop, minimized, saved each day when you're trading. You need to keep an eye on that. The dollar is the world's currency. You need to keep an eye on it. So let's do this. 10, Ebenezer. So if it's 20 pip stop, it's 200. Simple as that. The other one is the yields on the 10-year note. Never mind the note or the bond itself. We're interested in the yields on it. Now I'm on a roll. Give me a second. I'm going to put my details in here. That's for guys who've got funds, not trade proper fund. Well, proper funds. I mean, a couple of grand or so, and certainly not demos. I can't add value, guy, with tiny accounts, and it takes up too much of my time. I'll be horribly honest with you. And for your own sake, you can't diversify. One guy got quite stroppy with me because I said he had about 100 rand, and 100 rand, and he thought the minimum was 20 rand, and he couldn't go into any positions, etc. And I said 100 rand won't cut it, and then he got quite stroppy with me. How on earth you expect to go into business for the price of a hamburger is quite beyond me, and it worries me if people think that way. I don't think you got much chance of being successful at trading. You know what I'm saying? If you can't grasp that basic concept, this could be difficult. Oh, would you indeed? Okay. There you are. I stick with my do if you like. Play around. It's up to you. Okay. Right. So you've got my details there. If you're not, if you've got more than 2.5 grand, WhatsApp me and I'll upload to my VIP group. Glenn's on it. A few guys are on it. So and it'll get train signals fresh off the press and daily economic updates, and we can interact more. Okay. I can't spend half an hour with a guy of 500 rand. The brokerage from that kind of account doesn't justify my salary, to be honest. I'm being horrible with you, but it's the way it is. It should be basic, obvious economics, you know. Okay. And if you want to do it, you've got to do it properly anyway. It's like anything else in life. Right. Let's go a couple of trades we got out. I don't know if I'm still on board them. AUD I'm still on board with it. As you can see, doing quite nicely. I'm starting to get a bit worried myself on this one. Although I think the Aussie dollar could start coming off a bit. So I think I'm going to leave the full one in there. Am I protected? Yes, I am. So I'm protected. So I'm not going to pair that position. Pair or cut it, whatever you want to call it. AUD USD. Powell speaking tonight. Don't forget that he's the chairman of the Fed, US Federal Reserve. He's speaking tonight. So just be a little bit careful you protect any dollar positions. It might work in your favor. It might not, depending on what he comes out with. It's 6 o'clock tonight. Don't forget that. We've got quite a bit of resistance there. So I might even bring my stop loss just in case a little bit lower. Where am I there? Stop loss at 57.10. I think I'll make it a little bit lower. Make it around 57. Keep a bit of a distance, but I'll make a profit anyway. I'll let it run. But it might get a bit of a bounce. I'm not sure we'll take that, maybe take some off the table. I think I'll just do that just to show you how. Now I'll leave it there. What the hell? Leave it. Okay. Anyway, you get the general. Have I done the right one there? I've done the wrong bloody one. Oh, I've done that wrong one. Sorry. I looked at the wrong one. 30 pips. No, that's good enough. It's come down the round figure. Yeah, I think I might take some off the table here. Just pair it in half, cut it in half. That's what I do there. Where's my stop? Leave it there. It might get some noise at the round figure. We might get a bounce there. Just bear that in mind. Might get a bounce. Starts bouncing, you might want to take it, even though the TP is still 15 pips away. It might not get there. So keep an eye on it, guys. In the AUD USD, and it starts to bounce off the round figure, maybe just take it. Okay. Hope we're all clear on that. You'll pick it up as you go along, interact. Okay, any questions? We've got a few others out. We got the Disney out. Clear. Well done, Glenn. Brilliant. You just first time here, getting the idea, and just started a week or two ago. Brilliant, brilliant. So it's not that bloody complicated, is it? Where are we now? Oh yeah, Disney. Disney, slight profit. Okay. So if you took the share, slight profit, doing okay. Remember, shares don't open up till 3:30. Please don't try and get into a share now because you won't be able to. What else did we have out? A bit quiet yesterday, to say the least. Couldn't find one. Even the one today is not the best. Anyway, euro dollar. It's starting to come to the party. Last I looked, anyway. It's not flying. The dollar's a little bit stronger from the Fed. It's not the Fed. Sorry, the ECB lady, President Christine Lagarde. Given a fairly hawkish stance there, but still in profit. Let it run. AUD, we were doing fine. AUD, CHF. So the trade's all doing fine on that aspect. Hope any questions on them, we can do it. Gold, I'm starting to look at it for more possible short. Remember, I mentioned the yields earlier on. I copied and pasted it there. If the yields go high, and they're very high at the moment, and still look like going near 5%, if the dollar is strong, which is strong at the moment, that's negative for gold. So what on earth is gold doing up there? It's the fear factor of the tensions in the Middle East, which I'm pretty sure we all know about. Okay, that's why it's up there. Any relief for those tensions in the Gaza Strip Israel scenario, there would be a big move down on gold. Gold would be, without that, would be down maybe 1920, maybe tacking 1900, maybe even breaking that in the 1800s. The only thing that's pushing gold up there is nothing to do with technicals or the dollar or the yields. It's purely fear. When you get fear, people go to gold. I start to think that fear is going to start calming down. Remember the Ukraine war, everyone jumping around, then you get used to it. The poor just leave it alone, go to find something new. Just carries on in the background, gets to be forgotten about, like COVID and mosquitoes and things like that. The mosquitoes kills far more people than COVID, but that's been going a long time forgotten about. COVID's something new, so then we get a nice song and dance about it. Sorry, again, it's emotion. So keep an eye on that gold. Any calming down out there, you can look to sell it. If you think and want to preempt that happening and be on board, you're taking a mighty risk, but you can do it by selling it, but you need a decent stop. Maybe at least $20, $25 stop and take it down to maybe 1900 or something if you want, but don't go in too big. Because I think unless a bomb bomb's already gone off, but more bombs go off, or it gets out of control, or the Arabs come in a bit, or something happens big time with Iran or the Saudi, I don't know. Iran's actually asked Saudi Arabia to come into it, and Saudi Arabia declined. They're keeping out of it. But they start coming into it, they could have a gold push up right up to the 2000 mark. So it's a massive risk. It won't go to Trade Idea. I'm just furnishing you with that information to see if you want to act on it. Okay. That's the part worrying me, Ebenezer, Biden being in the Middle East. That's a big negative. Sorry, I'm being nasty. Shame, poor guy. He's virtual on dementia there, and he's trundling along. Oh my goodness, it's embarrassing. And that's why a lot of things are going on at the moment, because he's perceived overseas. I'm telling you right now, it's not me being politically, it's fact that they've got the weakest president they've ever had. I mean, you can see that. I mean, anyone watches the news can see that, poor guy. Probably a nice guy earlier on. Probably, it's not your fault. We all get old, dementia. Can't. But you don't put them in charge of such an enormous, bloody irresponsible job. But Biden blundering on there and didn't even know the full situation. I'm telling you right now, I know more about what's happening over there than he does. Some of the interviews he's had, he has no idea what's happening over there.
He's been pushed by his party. By the way,
he's completely being pushed by his party. He's totally there as their puppet. He cut a deal to get in. We'll put you in. It's about the Guptas and Zuma.
Yeah, no, I think it's also the same in South Africa, where we changed and everything was propagated against Israel this weekend. So yeah, the ANC is also not the flavor of the world at this point in time.
Wow, is it?
That's one of those things. But what I actually want to know, any thoughts on the indices, NAS and the Dow?
I'm not going to lie to you, my friend. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm in the NAS. I've been very aware about promoting it because it's been all over the place, but it was my money and I said to take it. I'm actually doing all right in it. Maybe I should have pushed it harder. Why can't we see it? Because I'm on the wrong one. I'm in the normal one. That's the micro. Beg your pardon. There we are. There's my stop loss and there's my entry. So I can't lose it. I'm going to get run. Chasing it now, again, it worries me, the NAS. We've had a couple of trades out the NAS and it's blotted my copybook. Remember, from where I am, I've got to keep my credibility somehow. We all know here you're going to get losses. Trades are going to go wrong. But if I start sending out 7 bad trades and 3 good ones, my credibility is shot down the, you know what I mean? And that's a little bit nervous of it, but I was happy for my own money. So I put it in. I'm doing okay on that one. This is the normal, it's not the micro. I remember the volumes are small because I have very wide stops. When I went in there, my stop was about 300 pips or something. So very, very wide stops because it's volatility. So you decline the position side resultant. But entering it now, anything can happen. Powell speaking tonight. The dollar's strong. The yields are strong, which are negative for the shares, negative for the NASDAQ. Are we chasing a bit of support? I'm not keen on buying it. I'm keen on shorting it. But I think we could get a bit of a rally to get a better entry to sell it down. But I wouldn't be buying it up to that. I don't want to be on the long side. I'd rather, if you're not in, rather sell it at a better price. And the Dow probably the same. So I'm knocking it off. Why am I knocking it off? I don't like looking all the time. In fact, a lot of companies won't allow the mentors to trade on the own account because they tend to concentrate too much on their own stuff and not concentrate on people are supposed to be, looking after. As you can see, I don't do it because I don't stare at the bloody thing all the time. Go back to the micro and the Dow. Same story. Want to sell it, maybe get a better price. Maybe on the daily, yeah, go to the 10-day moving average. You haven't got it, all haven't. 10-day is a magenta, brown 200, and the 100 is the black, and the 50 is the dark blue. Thick them up, simple moving average, put them on, and then right-click, go to templates and save the template. wait for a moment or two, comes up, put your name in there, and then press save. And then you'll have it when you lose the charts from Fat Finger or whatever happens, then just go down there and they're all saved there. You can get up and running immediately at a click of a button for that to set them all up again. But I'm again looking at both of them. I'm looking downside overall. I'm very nervous upside in any of the shares, except for maybe Tesla, which you've missed. Come up some good news. So Tesla will jump because it came out the figures after markets were closed. So almost certainly it's going to jump quite a bit on entry. Don't let that pull you in. You missed that trade because you didn't know. Okay, nobody knew because the figures came out after the market, so you couldn't act on them. But that apart, I think with the Middle East crisis going on, high yields, short is the name of the game. Try and get a better price. If you can rally back up around about the 10-day moving average, get your volumes right, you can sell it. Same with the NAS, a bit higher up. Might get a bounce to sell it. Good chance of it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Go back to Trump. Hang on. Hi, Rod. Joined a bit late. Did you go through this morning? So yes, we did. We go through again. Go back to Trump. Didn't all think he was bad at all. Everyone thought he was bad because the media told you that. You know, the media, it's overwhelming, maybe exception of Fox News, but all the rest, Yahoo, bloody Google, ABC, and MSNBC, NBC, CNN, all of them are blasting you, and they're the biggest media in the world, you know, how bad he is, because he was going against narrative, nothing to do with race or religion, nothing to do with it. That's just the excuse to trigger your emotions, to get them to do what, to play you, to do what they want to do. No, it's because he was anti the swamp. They're part of a club. It's like being part of the Kimberley Club. We don't want a usurper coming in and spoiling our bloody comfortable setup. You know what I mean? They're on a good wicket, that club, the swamp. You know what I mean? And it's riddled with corruption. Talk about over here, it's riddled with it. And he was putting his hand up and shouting it out. They're very powerful, and they have control of the information source. No, on the contrary, you see through that. It was a hell of a lot better on the economic front every way. Just the fact his ego. Well, you don't get. He's just like he's a salesman with a big ego, basically. But that's that's the way it is, you know. But what's happened at the moment is they're just spending money that they don't have. That's all it is. I definitely sell that, Edwin. Definitely sell. AUD cabs definitely sell. I think I'm in it actually. Yeah, I'm in it still. Where's my stop? 85, 30 pips. That's good now. Yeah, I'm still in it. Yeah, that ship sell. Leave that. Adds a bit of resistance there. What am I in? That might be worth taking a little bit off the table, actually. I think I might do that. No, leave it. Sorry. But yeah, that ship sailed. Don't leave that. The ones we got out, ship sailed. Don't try and chase them now. Basically, I agree, Pedro. Yeah. But remember, there's a complete change of demographics there. And that's why they encourage illegal immigrants, because illegal immigrants are mostly unskilled. And they'll vote, always, like in the UK, they'll vote Labour instead of Conservative. You know, so they get, and it's one man, one vote. They're encouraged, not because they want to help them. Take down the wall, but don't take the wall down their own bloody millionaire house. You know what I mean? Let them in there. No, that's different. It's your problem, but I keep out of the way, yeah. And absolutely, yeah. Well, a successful person in economics, you want to in charge of the economy, and politics is all about economy. Everything's about the money anyway, so you want in charge. The socialist spends, or someone knows how to create wealth. I mean, simple as that, whether you like him or not, nothing to do with it.
Roger, thank you very much. I need to hop. Thanks all. Appreciate it.
Okay, finally, good to have you. And potted there, I had the wrong TP. Thanks. Probably didn't do me a favor. Probably get down to that bloody figure now. Never mind. Thanks very much for your assistance. AUDNZD. Okay, let's go back to that one. AUDNZD. The reason behind it was, I'll just go over again if anyone hasn't taken it. If you are, well, just bear with me. The reason behind it's had a big run up for various fundamental factors. And I think it's getting to the stage where it's very overbought. And I think that area there is going to hold and we could get some downside. Why do you have a stop loss? Because I could be wrong. It could continue up. But the stop loss is, as you'll see when I put it up now, is out the way. It's quite a wide one. And the reason is I don't want, I wanted to be above that 100-day, which is a few problems there. It's got to overcome to get stopped out. There's a bit of support there or resistance, wherever you look at it, to overcome. And then the previous highs there to overcome. So it's above going back to June this year, stop loss. So might get a bit of noise. But if it breaks that, I'll be honest, I'll get a bit worried. If that it gets broken, I'm going to start being worried. I might even take it a bit early. I don't know. But if that can hold, hopefully it'll come to the party. That's the reason. No more, no less. That's the reason behind it. But if you don't like it, you see the volume are pretty strong. You think it's not going to happen. Don't do it, or go in a bit small or whatever. But that's the thinking behind it. Don't forget, guys, if you do like it and the signal says 20 or whatever, and it's 29 on the sell, don't put a sell stop in. Don't put a penny order in. Go to market. You're getting a better price. I will go on about that because it seems to happening all the time because they don't understand, because they think the signal's God. It's not God. I hate to embarrass myself by saying it is not God. We cannot pick bottoms and tops. There's millions of people trading. We take a view. It'll move up and down after we've taken it. You know, we can't control the market movements. So if you're getting a better price, go for it. Okay. Reasonably easily. If you look at the 4 hour, not quite that easily. It's a bit of movement there. And on the hour, a bit of movement. But we shall see. But I think it's, you got so much trading. If you, it's really needed psychological market college rather than stock market college in a way. And you've got to think, how are you feeling about it? Would you be buying it now? You're probably a bit worried after that movement up. If you're in a buy already and you bought it down there and you see all these obstacles, you know, fat profit, like I've paired some of my positions there, you're getting a bit worried. You might take a bit off the table. If you take a bit off the table, you're selling, aren't you? Not on a long, on a short, you're buying. It's the other way around to get out, that is. So exiting will be a lot of people TPs there, round about this level here, people getting a bit nervous, getting out. You get the idea. So there might be a bit of a pullback on that. Get the general idea. So having a little bit of bounce into the DCHF. That's why I got my stop loss a bit closer and I banked some of it. So I'm good with that. Okay, are we good? We're good. And that's finally point I just left there, 3-4 pips away. If you're getting a bit nervous and you're up 150 pips, it starts bouncing, take the bloody thing, you know? All right, you got 19 Rand instead of 20. Well, better get 19 than get 5, you know what I mean? Not really, to be honest. I'm for selling the rally. We've still got a long on Meta, but I think most people are out of it. If you're out of it, I think I'd probably take it. I expect downside. If you know, reports come out which are better than expected, you're going to get bounces. Simple as that. Or worse expected, you're going to get fundamental movements. But overall, there's not a lot I'm comfortable with at the moment. I think the NAS could maybe start jumping. I'm protected anyway. And if it jumps a bit and the news continues negative in the Middle East, maybe we can start looking at some stocks to short. But I think we'd be rather careful at the moment. We've got the Disney out. Stick with that for the moment. Yeah, it did do good, didn't it? Yeah, I did good on that one as well. I gave the parameters. Those who did do it and could do it and understood it would have done very nicely. I'm out of it already. I modified, jumped around a bit. I was getting a bit nervous. It went up, I came down. I took the profit, got in again, went up. And I thought, is he going to come off again? I thought, I'm not going to take a chance. So I took it, but I did very good on that. Yeah. NVDA. Well, if you didn't, you didn't. Is it too quick, too late to chase it now? I'm not sure I'll be long it now. It might pull back a bit further. Yeah, it's pulled back quite a bit. Keep an eye on that one. I still like the company, but I'm not sure I'd be like to short this. This is one I prefer to be on the long side of it, but I'm just a bit nervous the overall market. It might go with the momentum. So I'm a little bit nervous of that one, Michael. Right, to go back to AUD NZD. Don't you hear what I just said there? Maybe I talked a bit, what should we call it, quickly. But no such thing as safe in leverage trading. Safe as last, it's risky. Number one. Number two, what you're asking, is it good to go in? Well, look at the signal. If the signal says get in at 108.20 to sell it, and it's 108.30, Well, clearly you're getting a better price cut though. So if you like it, absolutely go in at market. You're getting a better price. If you don't like it, don't do it. That's your choice. It's advice. It's an idea, trade idea. Nobody can say it's get out or not. That's why I've got a stop loss in case that doesn't occur. And make sure your volumes are right. Everyone have that position size calculator. If you don't, you trade without it. It's like going shopping without a budget. You're going to go broke. So get it, and you get it from the live chat. Go to the portal live chat and go to tech support. Get it there. Not on the phone. You have to look for an app store for that. You shouldn't really be trading on the phone. That's only for portable modifying stop losses. You can't learn how to trade and strategize on the phone. It's a backup. I'll repeat again, guys. If you going with a hope and a prayer, with no money, no idea in this market, you're going to battle, put it diplomatically. Okay, you need the right equipment. You need a decent Wi-Fi, preferably inverter. You can afford it. You need knowledge. That's taking a thread, and you need capital. If you haven't got capital, you're always going to be overexposed, and you cannot diversify. Go one trade, that's all you can do. Can't go into a three, you can't diversify, you can't do anything. And such a small amount of money, the amount of work, even if you're successful, the amount of work you got to do and the kind of money you're going to make for it, it's not worth it. You put in R1,000. If you make 50%, that's a hell of a high return. You ask any business, 50% a year is a fantastic return. That's 500 a year. That's 40 rand a month. Do you want to work day in, day out for 40 rand a month? If you do, I've got a job for you. What a pleasure. And actually, if you're any good at it, it's likely I won't even do 50% because at 50% is a good return. And those guys doing that, I know what they're doing. And if you think you can make money on that kind of small balance, a lot of money, well, clearly it means you haven't done your sums properly. How long can AD last? Is it possible to check how long can it? No, you can't, Christine. No, you can't. The market will do what the market does. Simply put, it's made up of millions of buy and sellers with different cultures, different amounts of money, different languages, different strategies, different emotions, and a lot of throwing the variable primordial soup is the fundamental as well. How long it'll take is how long is a piece of string. Modify, go with it until you either stopped out or it's getting strong resistance, it's starting to bounce, you take your profit, or it hits your stop loss or TP. Simple as that. You might be in a day, you might be in several days, you might be a couple of weeks, depending on market movement. Nobody can give that answer. And if they do, I'd question their veracity or knowledge of trading. Somebody says, oh, it should be in 2 days. That sounds like a salesman, not like a trader to me. Stick with the strategy. It's too close, I think, to put the stop loss closer. We can put it closer, but not at entry. It's still in profit, but maybe you can put a tighter stop. You still make a loss. What have we got? Daily. Maybe put your stop bit close, maybe 1.06. There you are. You're still risking 60 pips. I'll give you that. And Pal Speak tonight might come in tears, but he might do you a favor. So maybe you can modify to 1.06 your stop loss. And then once, if it starts coming down to 105.10, then you can get your stop loss to break even. If it breaks 105, modify your stop, pair your position. Like I said, cut your position or take it, whatever. Just be careful of Pal tonight. Okay. But you got strategy, stick with it. You need a bit of a profit anyway. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for attending. Too many people say, I want to make money, but I haven't got the time to attend the training room. Well, I want to be a doctor, but I haven't got enough time to go to classes. You know what I mean? I hope I'm not being harsh, guys, but can't go to classes. I haven't got any money. I haven't got any knowledge. And I haven't got any proper equipment. I've got a broken cell phone. Why can't I make money? Well, but the 200 or 300 rand you got, will lose that as well because, you know, clearly. It's that for your sake. Okay, right. We've gone through the trades. Anything else like discuss? Discuss the dollar yen scenario of the that will be a sell limit if you like the idea of that, as long as you understand what I'm on about. Let's see what it's doing on that subject. The dollar's still climbing. No, I'm on the yields, beg your pardon. The yields are still climbing, and the dollar's still showing strength. But they're just scared to bid it too high now on the yen because of the intervention I mentioned, but it's still going up a bit. What I've done there is I've got a sell limit at 150. Why am I buying the yen when it's so clearly the weak one and selling the dollar strong? Because like last time, look at what happened last time. Japanese government intervention, excuse me a second. 287 pips, call it 290 pips movement in less than a minute because they intervened by buying up the yen. It might occur again. That's why people are very, very nervous of pushing it to that level in case it happens. Okay, if they do and intervene, happy days, guys. Are we all clear on that? And there you get there you will get something for nothing, a quick buck if it works. Sorry, Edwin. I do beg your pardon, my friend. Do beg your pardon. I've got it written down, discussed. Maybe I forgot. I've got it written down to look at. I looked at it this morning in our trading room, not yours, ours. I presume someone to go the same as me. Yeah, so good. Both agreed. Right, here's the one we can discuss here. I hear you. I'm looking to sell this one. The euro strengthened a bit and gone up and seems to be holding that support area. Can you see where the red line is? You can see if you go back in time on the daily, some support there. Number one. Number two, it's below all the three major moving averages. So it means the euro is definitely weaker than the Canadian. We had a bit of a hawkish stance by Lagarde, as mentioned earlier on, to push the euro up stronger. But the Canadian dollar is still quite strong. And being an exporter of oil, with the oil price quite high, that's gained some strength to the currency. So putting that together, should we sell it? We chickened out this morning to put out as a trade idea because it could get some more momentum up to this level, 50 pips away. So we thought before we get too impatient, too jumpy on it, we might risk missing the trade, and then we can't, the ship sails, we can't clamber on board. But we thought we'd just maybe hold 5 and maybe get a better price. So I said, okay, fine. I'll discuss this in the trading room with the guys. And then we discuss other stuff until, thank you, Edwin has reminded me. Thank you, Edwin. Yes. So what do you think, guys? Here's one we can discuss. This is where we can learn. Okay. What is input? Should we try one now? The problem is you've got to have a pretty damn wide stop. If you put it up here, you're talking a hell of a wide stop. Maybe you can put it here, which is more doable to take it down there. We can certainly get a TP, no problem there. Should we enter now or go in half now and half later, or put the lot in now or wait? That's why I think I need your help. I need a bit of help on your side there as well, to be honest. What do you think? Should we do it? I don't mean accused of impatience after it goes up higher, but it seems to be holding on the wicks. So I need a bit of moral support here. What do you think, guys? Should we try it here, or should we try and get a better price, which might not occur, and then the ship sails, we're not on board? What do you think? Don't be nervous, and you've done this for a couple of days. Yeah, some guys have trained before. Cecil's been there, Chris clearly has, Ebenezer has, Edwin clearly has, Gerard has. So some guys there, Michael, some guys they'll know it. Wait for a better price. It is a little bit. Let's go to one that might have easier. It is a little bit, but is it just sideways? Yeah. One way of putting it, Michael. Actually, yeah, I tend to think that as well. I've had an excellent week myself. Actually, I banked some, but up about 9-10 grand just earlier on. That's in a day or so, and that's not an enormous account either. It's a reasonable one, I have to be honest, but it's not an enormous one. So yeah, we've had a pretty good week. Maybe we can do that. So I take your point. That's good. And you're thinking your feet there, Michael. Good stuff. Wait for a better price. Gerard is sort of leaning a bit there, Gerard. You're the Rambo. You're leaning. You want a bit of moral support. I'm reading between the lines there. Joining the club. Rambo, the chairman of the Cluck Club. That's moi. What do you think, guys? Should we try for it here? The 10-hour. Never tried the 10-hour in my life. The 10-hour moving average, the 10-hour. I've never tried it. I don't know. I suppose you got it up there. I've never tried that. I don't know what 10 times 1 hour is. Yeah, but I don't have well, I suppose I could put it up there. What we could do, put indecision on there. Maybe put a sell limit at this level here. It's only 8 pips away. What do you think? Okay. First sell limit. Edwin, you could well be right on that. You could well be right. Okay, we can look at a sell limit then. If you want to go to market, I'm not totally against that, to be honest. Sell limit. There we are. Pending. 1.4468. Quite close. Only had 5 pips. We could make a difference. We'll put the stop. See if we can do it. We'll put the stop loss up here. It's a hell of a way, but see what we can do there. And then we can put the TP down here. 1.4255, call it. Yeah, you certainly get a risk reward. Only problem, guys, because of the wide stop, it's 160 Rand a micro. Clearly, guys below 2,000 Rand can't take that trade, or that we can if you want, but you'll be overexposed. You like that? Madeira likes it. Madeira's trade before to you guys, so it's worth listening to. We're all worth listening to, but you know what I mean. That's some experience. There you are. It's only 5 pips away. Be disaster if you miss it with 5 damn pips. You come shooting off, eh? It tells you, yeah, 160 bucks a micro. It tells you that's what it's for. Can you see it? You can see the calculator. There. 160 a micro. It tells you. That's what it's for, Michael. And remember, to get there, it's on against a strong currency like Canadian. It's got to break the 50, the 100, and the 200 to get there. That's a hell of a way. Anyone not know how to work out a volume on that? It's 160 Rand a micro. Surely you can extrapolate to what you risk on the balance you individually have. Oh, beg your pardon, Michael. It's getting me worried then. If you can't work out from 160 a micro what the position size is, we have a problem, Houston. You know what I mean? That's basically 10-year-old arithmetic, you know, reading, writing, arithmetic, and all that. We don't have a problem with that. I think stop trading and go back to school. I don't know. That's not even mathematics. In fact, we do it for you. 320, 480, 640 of the risk for 0.234. And some people battle extrapolate beyond that. That is actually a worry. In fact, I was reading an article about it yesterday, as a matter of fact. Apparently, the maths is so bad over here is because a lot of the teachers haven't got the knowledge to teach it properly. Apparently, there's very, very low teacher qualifications, and it's creating an enormous problem in the educational system. Because you don't have to have high mathematics, but you can, without reading, writing, having internet and basic computer skills and basic arithmetic, you're going to have an uphill problem. No good getting an A in geography and not knowing what 10 and 10 is 20 sort of thing, yeah. Well, Cecily, you like it. So we'll do that for the pending order. Are we happy with that? Okay, I'm going to put it out. I'll tell you what, now, before I do it, I just want confirmation before I put it out to the company to post. They put together and I copy and paste it onto the VIP, and then they'll probably post it onto the mailbox for you. So I need 4 people. Got Edwin clearly for that one. Okay, that's good enough. Cecil's good. Pietro's good. Farney's good. Not Farney, sorry. Michael's good. Farney's just left. Rambo's tempted, and the vice president, I'm the chairman, vice president of the Cluck Club Clubs put it in. That's interesting. Oh, you're in, okay. So what about Gerard? We got 4. Come on, you'll be the 5th. Come on. Put the damn thing in. Come on. Put a closer stop loss. Same thing. Good enough. I'll copy and stay there. Don't call me a bully, guys, just because I am. Just a moment. We've got to do all this stuff here. Arno's in. Oh, well, we're all right then. Got Plench. Don't forget, I'm going to do it as well. I started to forget to do it myself. Let's see if we got the right one. Give me a moment. The thing tries to post. Yeah, it's coming up now. Right, just get that down. EURCAD 68. 1.4468. 1.45, call it 4584. Ignore the last decimal point. Don't worry about that 7 thing there on the stop loss. 1.4255. Just confuse the issue. It's irrelevant anyway. What we use it 160 and 300, call it. Good enough. Well, practically mark it down, but look, it's up to you anyway. They're putting it, that's 8 pips above that if you want to wait for that. If you get scared, you miss the boat, go to market. What the hell? Right. What's the risk again? 160. Okay. Come to go to market actually. Anyway, I'll stick with what I said. AUD, Euro CAD. I'll stick, sorry, selling my help. I'll stick with that. And TP 1.285. Why is that wrong? Okay, I put this, I haven't put the price in yet. Dickhead. Wrong way out. It's used to getting at market. That's why. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. 1.4468. Sorry about the hold up here. 4584. 1.4285. Okay, so you want to go to market, you can. Okay. Where were we? Okay. He likes it, so it's going to go out. Just a second. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Haven't checked it. I hope it's done it right, actually. Looks right to me. Yeah, good enough. Perfecto. Okay, put the image out. I like the banner, draws attention, makes it sexy. If it doesn't go right, makes it a little more comfortable. There you are. Let's just post on my VIP group and just now probably go on the mailbox. Excuse me. Where were we? Just going back to the yields and that. Okay, right. I think we'd covered all the trades. Ending up AUD, NZD. Any reaction there? Just got to there in the end. Let's see if there's any sellers coming in. We'll see.
Incoming man.
Yeah, well done. I missed that. Couldn't get the price. I didn't chase it, and I wish I had actually, as it turns out, but I didn't. Yeah, easy in hindsight. That's fine. Well bloody done. Right, as per normal, that's one of the weaker ones. As is with TP, Gerard, no problem at all. Oh, pretty much there at the moment. The dollar is still pretty strong. Bit of resistance there as we speak. Don't see any buyers coming in as yet. Still going strong. Don't get too cute. Maybe put it down there. Make it 1.2075. You might get some more out of that, but certainly move your stop loss. If it bounces on the round figure, it might just as well take it. So make it 1.2075. I'm actually, yeah, 120.75. Hopefully you'll get there. But if it does, great. But it might bounce here. So there'll be some TPs almost certainly placed there for a short covering bounce. But yeah, well done. As I said at the beginning of the enter trade room, do not be selling the Swiss franc or the dollar. Probably not the Canadian either, but certainly not the Swiss franc and really not the dollar. Rather being on the long side of the dollar and selling the other one and try and avoid the Swiss franc, the USD and the CAD as the other side of the strong currency, and be very wary of the yen, even though it's weak because of Bank of Government intervention, and that those rationales actually panned out quite well. In fact, panned out very well, which is good. Good. In fact, the trades haven't been going badly lately. I know one or two people are losing, but I think they're getting profits or wrong, doing something wrong somewhere. But let's have a look at some of the trades. Now we're on that sub. Let's have a look at some of the trades. Get an idea how they've been going for newer guys. Those two can't count. Discovery was still in it. Disney was still on it. It's okay. We know that's a winner. It's okay, but it's in profit. That's a winner. That's a winner. Gold was a loser. That's a winner. That was a winner. That I can't remember actually. I think that was okay. I think that was a winner. That definitely was a winner. NASDAQ was a loser. That was a winner. So most of them being pretty damn good. Okay. So we'll get the odd loser, but I think there'll be more winners than losers. So that's good. Do not expect 100%. That's all I ask. Okay. Any questions, guys? Got another 15 minutes. Anyone clarification on? I can assist there. Newer guys, stick with it. Okay, you're not going to learn a new skill. Come on, you're not going to learn a new skill. I play the piano, fly an aircraft after one lesson. Even geniuses can't do that. Okay, Glenn, good stuff. Okay, just make sure I did reply to it. Yeah, gold. Thanks, Glenn, for that. Fantastic. Hope it's whetted your appetite to join us. It's like a forum. It's not a class. Do a 3, pass an exam, and off you go and you get a certificate. No, this is an ongoing forum. That is the major difference. That's why I want people to interact. Make it a family, have fun. The trading firms will make jokes like Trading Marines and LIA. You Google LIA, you come up with gobbledygook. LIA is a trading thing where we say leave it alone. Okay, with me. Going into tomorrow with gold and oil on the weekend. No, like oil. We'll have a look at that. Gold now. I want to discuss gold. I want to discuss gold. This is for high risk. This is for serious trading Marines, which I think if you're in at Catalo, you must be a trading Marine yourself. What is keeping the gold up there, as mentioned earlier on the session, is purely Israel, Middle East, Gaza Strip. That's the only thing that's keeping it up there. This gold high, gold goes in the opposite direction to the DXY, that's your dollar index, which you now got, and the opposite direction, the yields on the 10-year bond or note. Now, they're very high, which is extremely negative for gold. So what the hell is gold doing up there? Sorry to go over it again, guys, but I want everyone to be clear on this, so no misunderstanding. This movement in a couple of 2 or 3 days of just under $100 is purely fear factor of the Middle East conflict. Once that starts getting old news or calming down, might not calm down, might get old news, like Ukraine is still going on, and they're losing it, by the way, despite the propaganda telling you they lost 500,000 people there. Never mind 1,000 people. Do you know what I mean? It depends how you read the news. You know what I mean? Put in perspective. But that gets old news. It gets forgotten about. It gets off the front page, and people forget about it. Once that starts to happen, gold will pull back. I can't say guarantee, but it's got to be ridiculous not to. So the only thing propping it up is the constant in our face news, etc. So do I think it's there? High risk is it could go up further. It could possibly, certainly if things escalate, it goes back into the front page again all the time. It will escalate maybe to 2,000. That's the risk you take. So if you want to preempt that and take a high risk trade, which will not be sent out purely, I'm just putting it out there for you to choose on. You need to stop out the way. I don't want it decently out the way. Maybe Dafka, maybe 1990, just get it out the way. 1970, there you are, and then take it down to 1900 or make it 1915, make it 1915 or 1900. I don't know, something like that. Work out make it 1900 and work out your position size, but that's high risk. We will not be sending that out because it's propped out on nothing to do with technicals or double tops, irrelevant. That's purely dependent on the reaction to the situation in the Middle East. Okay, that's been sent out. Yeah, we've just been doing that. So if you like it, go for it. It's been triggered. Have you got that, Kahlaho? If you want to do it on that basis, yes, it has. Okay, so if you want to do it, that's up to you. It's like the dollar rand discussed. Did very well out of it, but it's only for those who can afford it. It's not a first timer. And remember, they need money for it because it's much more volatile, far thinner traded, and much higher margins and costs. But that being so, the experienced ones did the dollar rand. Did actually, Gerard, did very well. Actually did 2 of those. Got them right both times. Okay, so there's the gold for you. If you want to short it, $20 stop, maybe make it 900. There you are. Put in your calculator, and there you go. All right. Yeah, it's been triggered. EuroCAD. Yeah, good thing we waited. Well done, guys. Bit of patience was required. And we look at the hour. Remember, it kept down here. It could pop back up again to this sort of level here. So we're in now. Make sure I'm in. Just quickly check. Yep, it's been triggered. Yep, good stuff. And remember, the stops are out of the way. So 1, 2, 3 hurdles to get through. No need to panic. Don't expect to go straight or in your favor. Oh, another thing, guys, and you knew, whenever you go into a trade, you see a minus sign. Why is it always red when you go in? The reason being because of the spread. You get in on a short on this price, you get out of that. So clearly there's a spread. That's why it'll show red when you enter. That if you go short, You get into that, you get out of that. That's got to come down to break even. If you go long, that's got to go up to that one to break even. For those guys who don't realize it, that's why you see red when you enter. So if you want to do the gold, be upon your head and know the risks involved. Oil, not sure about that. I tell you, I'll tell you my take on oil now. My take on oil is this. Saudi is not just me thinking, but I mean, think they would do, but it turned out they had said it, backed it up, saying they don't want this kind of volatility in the markets. They want to calm it down a bit. So they said if it starts getting out of hand price-wise, they will increase production. Okay. So once we see that $90 above going up further, the likelihood they'll start opening the taps up a bit to increase production. Venezuela, they've lifted sanctions on a bit because they're worried about Iran now. So they lifted sanctions on Venezuela. So they're starting to open the taps to relieve this issue. Why are they doing it? It's nice to bang the table and stand up for human rights, but the number one right is number one's right, your own. And when you're in charge of your own country and you're having incredibly expensive bread price or butter price, or what they call it, because the transport costs are through the roof and your voters are moaning about it, well, you want to stay in power, look after number one comes very much in it. And they start putting a lot of pressure on for those reasons. Okay. So, yeah, I think Brent would be a little bit nervous to trade at the moment. Actually, more to think about it, actually. Not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, maybe look at it going into Monday. Maybe tomorrow going into the weekend might be a bit soon, might miss out. But I think we can look at Monday. If we get a decent one, maybe start shorting that down as well. But we've got to get a risk reward because I think it's going to be tricky to do that. Because I don't think the Saudis want it back at 80. I think they want to hover around between about 83, 84, 85 mark. So we might look at it. We'll have a look at it anyway. But if it starts going back above 90, we can actually look to short it. Yeah. That's my thinking anyway. Okay, how's it?
So can I ask, like last time when the Israeli war started, gold and Brent shot dramatically over the weekend. Do you think it's a consideration to maybe do a straddle on gold and oil, depending on the news that comes out or not?
Not really.
Too cute.
Not really. Not at all. The reason being, number one, we don't know that's going to happen. It might not. And number two, yeah, I suppose. No, I think the number two is rubbish. No, forget the number two one. Yeah, actually,
too risky.
Wait. Well, not half, but where you can put the parameters? Do you want to put it? Let's say you've got to wait up to maybe Friday before close. Let's pretend it's at $90 at Friday, and you happen to be up at 11 o'clock. Your wife is kicking up. She wants to take she wants you to take her out for supper. And you wait for 11 o'clock to place the straddle, and you turn around and ask her because I'm waiting to pay for the bloody meal. So just be patient, woman. But joking apart, $90. Let's say it's $90. What are you going to do? $2 above, below, $1 above, below? What? I'm not sure actually. I'm floundering a bit. Actually, it's not. I suppose it's not a bad idea actually. Yeah. Maybe I jumped a bit early by getting a bit negative on there, Chris. More to think about it. Maybe it's not such a bad idea. And if it opens up above and it's filled in, then you can quickly delete the other one and run with it, or down. Yeah. Tell you what, I've got an idea. Don't have to make it 11 o'clock. I'm sure your wife will kick up. Make it a little bit earlier. Try it out with a small position. If I can remember, I'll do it myself. Remind me tomorrow morning. I'll try and do one as well if I can remember. But I think I might do something for her. I'm not sure. But if you can, maybe do it not too a small one, so it works out. And if it works out, we might try that in future. Because if something escalates, it shoots up, yeah, and then pretty quickly take it in case the Saudis step in. If nothing happens, it starts shooting down, and the Arabs over the weekend say they're going to do it, and it opens up down. Will it trigger it? To know that the problem is, if it's below, it might not trigger it. So let's say you got an 88 stop, sell stop, and it opens up at maybe 87. It won't trigger that, and you're not in anyway. Give it a go. Very small amount. Try. In fact, try it on your demo. There you are. So if you want to try it live, you can. But maybe use maybe $1 each side. Try $1 each side of the price, and hope it didn't get doing it 10. Hope it didn't get triggered before the close at midnight. But you can try it, but maybe a small one, unless you want to do it on the demo.
Cool, thanks.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks. Not a bad idea. More thought that. Jumped a little bit quickly, but actually not such a bad idea after all. Okay, just quick check AUDNZD. Is it still marching upwards? No, it's hovering. Seems to be holding there. Hopefully it will do. Seems to be holding that level there. Might be a bit of profit taking there. Just keep your fingers crossed. Dollar yen, not 90 yet, but it's trying the march. We'll see what happens. Gold, I mentioned the parameters on that one. So if you took it under the high risk area, that's fine. If you didn't, that's also fine on that one. Anything else, guys, before we wrap it up? Yeah, Pietro. And, you know, what I like about what you said there, Pietro, you put your hand up and realize how difficult it is. If you don't realize how difficult it is, you're not going to do it. You're not going to, it's not going to happen. You know, so you don't know there's a problem if you don't recognize it in yourself. You can't cure it, you know? And yeah, it is very difficult. You become fixated with it and it doesn't do any good. But what it does do, it does plays with your mind and you're in 20 pips profit. Now it's all floating away. You panic and the noise isn't to a 10 pip movement from now only 10 pips in profit. You panic and grab it and it's just the noise and off it comes. And you hear us shout and scream, we're still on board, 100 pips up and you're on board. And then you say, oh, can I join it now? No, you've missed it, but you've missed it. You get the idea. And we don't always get good trades. So you want to maximize the run, the profits, the good trades. In fact, a lot of guys don't trade that often, some of them, and wait. And then they can then make a mess of it when it does happen. That's another story. But yeah, and then you might have to wait several days for a good one. And then you get another butte and you only get 20 out of it. I tell you what, if you play poker, it's like getting a good hand. You suddenly get a full house or a flush or even four of a kind. You want to play that hand well. If you start jumping them down with glee and smile on your face, you've got a good hand. Everyone's going to stack against you and you make some money, but tiny bits. You're going to learn how to maximize that hand, which has been dealt. And a good one, maximize it. Best way I can put it. Okay, guys, I think that's about it. Any other question before we close up till tomorrow? Thanks, Vilna. I hope you all learned something. Great to have you, the new guys. Nice to have you, Glenn. Nice for interaction there. And you can see there's a bit to be learned, but hope it's a fun learning. It's not like studying, boring. And we can pick stuff up and we can interact and try and tell the odd joke and have some bit of fun. Hope you're all good. And we've had a pretty good week, guys. I'm not allowed to, and I wouldn't anyway, discuss Glenn's setup there, but I can say quite openly, don't know what it's looking like and I haven't looked at it since yesterday, but well done, your first attempt. You've probably got a smile. And don't look at the amounts, guys. Look at the percentage of your balance. If you've got 1,000 Rand in your account and you're up 100 Rand, that's 10%. If you've been in 2 days, you made 10% in 2 days. You'd only make 10% a year if you have on the savings account. So work a percentage to put it in perspective. So, oh, I've only made 1,000 Rand. We've only got 10 grand in your account. That's 10% over 2 or 3 days. Look at it that way and you get a better perspective how well you have or have not come of that done. Okay, bye snipers. We've got War Room, snipers, club. We're getting quite a language of the guys in here that when we go out there, the guys will understand. It'll be our own training room language. You're not one of us. You can't speak our language. Sod you. You're a newcomer to the club. You don't know what we mean. We're going to get some good snobbery going on that. Exclusivity. Okay, keep absorbing. Thanks, and real absorbing. Absolutely good stuff. Hope we're learning and catch you tomorrow. And thanks very much for your support.